Sometimes in the tradition you elevate it to the unreachable. Okay, it only belongs to the wizard. I mean, priests that are up there at the front of the church. You know, you know how Eucharistic Devotions started? Do you know how they started? You notice they're not in the East. In the East, right? I mean, the devotion of perpetual adoration, or having the Eucharist, the Blessed Sacrament in a monstrance, and then you go and you adore Him. It's beautiful. Nothing wrong with that. But in the East, we have Catholics and Eastern Orthodox who believe in the real presence, would die for it, some of these people. But they don't believe in sitting before the Blessed Sacrament. And they'll tell you, icons are for that. We have icons in our tradition. And some of these are Catholics. How come it started in the West? Well, in the West, see, maybe I have an eye sickness. So I'll go from church to church just at the time when the host is elevated, because I don't know what's going on down there anyway, way far ahead at the cathedral. But if I can see the host with my eye, perhaps God will cure me, will heal me, I should say, of my eye sickness. And so we began to tell that to people, like, what? Yeah, well, so that began this practice then. Well, I can just bask in the rays of the sun. By the way, there's nothing wrong with that. It's so beautiful and quiet, and you can just give your life to Jesus before the Blessed Sacrament. You do a holy hour with the Blessed Sacrament. I think it's beautiful. But we lose but then, no, I'm actually before His body. He's physically present in the room. No, He's substantially, truly, really, and substantially present. And the problem with saying it physically is that you're quantifying holiness. You're making it a measurable thing. The presence is more intense there, just like your being a son or daughter is more intense at Christmas or Father's Day when you're being embraced by your father in front of the family. But you're not actually more or less a daughter any day or son any other day, are you? So I arrive at the Catholic Church, right? And I'm at 60% Jesus. I go into the main church, I take a little holy water. Okay, now 72% Jesus. I go get in line for communion, 95%. I receive communion. Oh, I'm gonna do one better. I'm gonna get back in line and take Him again. Now I'm 200% Jesus. As I go to leave, the Dolphins, oh boy, it's gonna be another loss. On 1 p.m. kickoff, let's go. And I start decreasing until I owe Jesus at negative 42 Jesus percent. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is how people view holiness. They don't use those words, but that's how we are viewing it. Like it's a quantity. Holiness is not a quantity. If you see the presence of God as being exclusively in one place and not everywhere, all the time, that's called, you've confused mediation with magic. And you've turned sacramentality into idolatry. Oh, Bill, you can't make the Blessed Sacrament into an idol. Yes, you can. You can. If you don't understand this correctly over a certain period of time, this beautiful, good, holy practice can be turned into idolatrous. And believe me, in churches we have extraordinary ministers of communion who sit around like peacocks, thinking that they are the closest to God.